Happy Sunday. It's baseball time. Your New York Mets are facing the Oakland Athletics in the rubber game of the series. It is Luis Severino versus Kodai Senga. The Mets are up here in the top of the first inning. We'll give you all the updates, get you going on this game all day today. Welcome, everybody. We are MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. And since my Mets jersey is in the laundry right now and not clean, we're going with the Dolphins jersey today. So we'll do a little cross over here. Francisco Lindor led off for the Mets and ended up getting a leadoff walk, and now Juan Soto is at the plate. And that's basically it. You haven't missed anything really of the major action so far, so appreciate each and every one of you. Whether you're watching live or on replay, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're going to be watching this game, talking this game. We'll update you on all the other games going on. I'm still a little bit sick, but not quite as bad as the other night, so we'll see how that goes. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Juan Soto. It absolutely looks like you're watching a spring training game when you're watching this in daytime. I did not get to watch yesterday's game because of other commitments, but sound like I didn't miss too much. Just a Brandon Nimmo home run yesterday is basically all the Mets could do. So anyway, we're here, and we're going to be with you all game. Soto grounds that one. Grounds to first. The throw hits Lindor. Lindor is safe at second. He gives the thumbs up that he's good. Everybody is safe. Muncy should have just taken the out at first. So that was not a great decision. They said it's the 3rd error of the series for Max Muncy. So regardless of how they got there, it is 2 runners on, nobody out for the Mets. Athletics are going to win. We'll see, Savage. They won yesterday. The start is looking good for the Mets, but the Mets' issue has consistently been, can they actually score when they get rallies? A couple of games have come through a lot, but quite a few games they've just left so many runners on. Mets were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position yesterday and stranding 8 runners on base. So this has definitely been an issue with this team. That ball is low and away. It's Pete Alonso at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Former Met Luis Severino is pitching. Kodai Senga will be pitching for the Mets. Both Beatty is actually playing third base today. So you have Beatty, Vientos, and Acuna are all in the lineup today, which is going to be really fun and interesting because they're all struggling. Of the 3 of them, Acuna has the highest batting average at 217. Beatty's at 129, and Vientos is at 120. So Tyrone Taylor's also in the lineup today, hit at 167. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Pete Alonso. There is nobody out. Mets already have 2 runners on. Lindor got on by a walk. Soto got on by an error. And I think you're seeing consistently what this Soto pressure ends up doing to other teams. Pete fouls that one away. It's probably a ball, but that's a decent pitch to swing at here. Decent pitch to swing at when you got 2 strikes. You got to protect. Obviously, the goal is foul pitches off like that, and then try to get a better pitch. Try to keep working that count. Athletics to win by 50 billion. That one's high and inside to Pete. So it's a full count. So I'm loving everything that I'm seeing here so far. Lindor being patient, taking the walk. Soto putting the ball in play, which led to the Athletics error. And you can't ever obviously guarantee that errors are going to happen. But guess what? There's one way that you guarantee errors won't happen, and that's just by striking out. And Soto just puts the ball in play so much. It puts so much pressure on defenses to feel like you kind of have to be perfect, especially when Lindor is already on base. Alonso fouls that pitch off. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that is already 20 pitches in the first inning. There's nobody out, 2 runners on. So I have no ill will to Luis Severino, but this is the part of the game Mets have been doing well at. They've just been struggling to actually convert the runners into runs. He fouled that one back as well. Probably a ball, but again, close enough to swing at. This is gonna be a 10 pitch at bat. Lindor fouls that one away as well. So this is great. This is like really exciting to see this. And you just, as long as the Mets batters can keep working good at bats, then you have hopes that the hits are going to come eventually, because eventually these pitchers are going to make mistakes. Here's the pitch to Pete. Pete grounds it to short. It is going to be a double play, so there's going to be 2 outs there. Lindor will make it to third base on that, but it's a good at bat by Pete, and just double play is not what you want, but it was still an 11 pitch at bat. So it's kind of one of those, like, the result is kind of a bummer, but the actual plate appearance was good. And sometimes those things are kind of similar but different. Brandon Nimmo is hitting in cleanup today. By the way, the rest of the lineup after Lindor, Soto, Alonso is Nimmo, Vientos, Torrens. Moving Torrens all the way up to the sixth spot. Then Beatty, Tyrone Taylor, and Luis Angel Acuna. Acuna's playing second. Beatty's playing third. Vientos is designated hitter. They're replaying Nimmo's home run from yesterday. That one's high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mets are trying to get to Severino. He's closing on 30 pitches in the first inning, which is absolutely beautiful. But once again, the Mets are struggling to actually get the runners home once they get to scoring position. So we'll see if Nimmo can find a base hit here. That's high as well. 3 balls and 1 strike. Yep, back-to-back days with a home run. How about we go back-to-back, Jonathan? I agree. I had no real concerns about Nimmo coming around. That's grounded, picked up by the third baseman, and unfortunately that heater is not going to continue here. So there was an error. Mets had 2 on, nobody out, and were unable to score after the Pete Alonso double play, followed by the Nimmo ground out, and that's what you have. However, I believe it was 28 pitches. 28 pitches for Luis Severino, so that's good. I hope we don't have back-to-back days with pitchers from the Mets system coming back to bite us. Of course, JT Ginn, who pitched yesterday, dominating performance. He was we had traded him. I forget who we traded him for, but he was a former Mets prospect. And, of course, Severino was with the Mets last year, was willing to sign with the Mets again this year. How about we get rid of the torpedo bats? Why don't you like the torpedo bats? I don't. All the research and analysis I'm seeing is the bat has to be customized to the individual person. It's not an automatic home run. It's not even going to benefit a lot of players. It just depends on where you tend to hit the ball. So I don't have any issues, but let me know. What do you guys think? Should we get rid of the torpedo bats? I'll post a link to my take on it. I don't think it's that big of a deal personally, but if you guys do, because again, here's what we're seeing now that the season has slowed down a little bit. It just seems like it's not that big of a deal. It's not like the Yankees keep winning every game. It was Bassett. That's what it was. Yeah. Thank you, Jonathan. All right. Well, there's my link. I did a video on the torpedo bats already. So I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's like simple equipment customization. The thing is, Kodai Senga now pitching for the Mets. First pitch is fouled away. No balls and 1 strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Lawrence Butler, the leadoff hitter for the Athletics. Nothing in the bottom of the first inning. Butler flies this one. Down the left field side, Nimmo dives. He's not able to get it. It's going to be a leadoff double for Butler. It looked kind of like Nimmo rolled over his wrist. Hopefully he's okay. Yeah. I think he came out okay on his wrist, but that was a little scary. Just watching that as a fan, seeing how that glove rolled under there. Vitolik, how's it going? All right, so there's a leadoff runner on second base. It was a good effort by Nimmo. It was just a little bit scary, but did you know the Yankees do not even lead the league in runs per game anymore? Rooker went around, and that is strike 3. So there's 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. I'll see if I can bring this chart up for you guys here. Hold on. Let me try to refresh this page. I'm doing well, Vitolik. How are you doing? No, I mean, I get it, but the average runs per game right now. By the way, the Mets runs per game is under 4, 3.79. You guys want to guess who the number 1 team in runs per game is? This is out to left center field. Nimmo makes the catch here, throws it in. So there's going to be 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Actually, why don't you guys guess the top 5? I'll give you the Yankees, but they're not number 1. Yankees are number 2. So see if you can tell me who are the other top 4 teams. You are correct. Boston is 4.6, 4.63. They're in 10th right now, Savage Batman. Cubs are number 1, Jonathan. Correct, at 6.59. Now, that has a lot to do with yesterday. They scored 16 runs yesterday. So I'll share the full graph here in a second. So Cubs are 1, Yankees are 2. We're looking for 3, 4, and 5. I don't know if I would have guessed any of these 3. That's my hook. Langeliers grounds it to Lindor. He throws it over to first, and that retires the side. Cubs, Padres, Yankees, Dodgers. Yeah, so Cubs are 1, Yankees are 2. It is not Padres. Padres are 12, Dodgers are 11. That's where I would have gone. That's the direction I would have 100% go there. A's are not, but let me see where. I don't even know how to find them on here. I bet you they're a lot higher up than people would think. They have them as. Where do they have them? They have them listed as Sacramento on the chart. They're 13th, 4.33. It's not your Mets, I can tell you that. We're at 3.79. The top 5, actually the top 7 all are scoring 5 runs a game per more. It is not the White Sox. They're pretty low. They're number 24 at 3.5 runs a game. One of them, let's see, I think 2 of these teams I predicted to make the playoffs this year. And one of them was one of my surprise picks for the playoffs. That's another clue. Yes. No, not the Giants. So Giants are the top 7. They are 7. They have 5 runs a game on perfectly even, exactly 5 runs a game. So they're not top 5, Jonathan. They're number 7 though, so really close. But they are in the 5 run a game club, barely. Blue Jays are not. Blue Jays are below the Mets even, 3.73. By the way, for those thinking about this Athletics ballpark, the Athletics are actually averaging more runs per game on the road than they are at home in this ballpark. Just Orioles are number 14, 4.29. It's kind of crazy. Like I said, I would not have guessed a lot of these teams at the top here. You guys let me know if you give up. Let's go, Raul. World champ. Wow, let's go. It's going for the 3-peat. Let's get the 1-peat first, and then we'll go for the 3-peat. And D-Rails, yeah, the Yankees lost. So it doesn't matter. Somebody said Yankees lost, Dodgers lost 16-0. It's good. I mean, it's crazy. Baseball is crazy. Cardinals. That is correct, Jonathan. That is number 3. 5.36 runs per game. Now they've kind of cooled off the last few games. But they've been, 5.36 runs per game. Cardinals are number 3. Vientos takes strike 3 called here. That's the first out. Sorry, we are on the. I got to get my banner updated here. I'm too busy digging into stats here. Here we go. So we got 1 out here in the top of the 2nd inning. It is saying that it's not, if you're by the cheaters, if you mean the Astros, it's not the Astros. They're right around the Mets territory, 3.79. Luis Torrens gets the base hit out to center field. So it's good to see Torrens back in the lineup and getting some hits. Well, if you mean the Yankees, I mean they're number 2. I don't know which one you mean. There's all sorts of cheaters in baseball. I always associate cheaters with the Astros still. I don't really care that much anymore, but. All right, you guys give up? I'm going to tell you, number 5 is going to shock you. Not the Marlins. Soto MVP 2025, not the Rangers. No. You ain't giving up? Seattle? No. Not Seattle. Seattle's number 17, 3.87. There's a lot of teams right around there. Not the Rangers. Not the Marlins. I'm telling you, like, I knew this team, one of these teams I knew was doing good, but so it kind of makes sense. Beatty takes strike 3 called. It's like anything Vientos can do, I can also do. Beatty and Vientos both strike out in this inning. That's really high. Yeah. That's a tough pitch. Indians, Guardians, no. They're 16 at 4.07. Jet Williams is looking good, Raul. I got to do a little deep dive. The Nationals are a lot higher than I would have guessed. They are 9th at 4.71. So that is not top 5, but that is a really good guess. As was whoever said the Giants before too. That was a really good guess at 5 runs even. So it's up to Tyrone Taylor here. Not the Royals. Royals are near the bottom of the barrel. They're at 3.2 runs a game. And Taylor also strikes out looking because nobody wants to actually swing the bat today for the Mets. We're going to go to the bottom of the second. It is 0-0. So once again, the Mets just can't get anything going early. So we're trying to guess what team is averaging. There you go, Savage Batman. The Angels. Angels are 5th in runs scored this season, averaging 5.14. 5.14 running in. Yep. And they were my sneaky pick for the playoffs this year that nobody was talking about. I had that. My other sneaky pick is the Reds. They're not looking quite so hot, but they were my other sneaky pick. Angels have been looking good. I was just kind of betting on this. It kind of seemed like everybody was counting Mike Trout out and saying he's a bum and his career is over. I was like, you know what? I like to go against the narrative on that sort of stuff. So hold on, I'll be right back. All right, so we are still just missing. We're on commercial break right now. So we're still missing a little bit. So Tigers are another really good guess. They're tied at 7th with the Giants. Okay. So this is what we have. I'm going to tell you what we have so far of the names that have been mentioned, as far as I know. I think you have everybody but 2 in the top 10. So Chicago Cubs are number 1 at 6.59. Yankees are number 2 at 6.5. And then we got the Cardinals at number 3 at 5.36. You don't have number 4. Number 5 is the Angels at 5.14. You don't have number 6. And then tied at 7th, you have the Giants and the Tigers. 9th is the Nationals, and 10th is the Red Sox. So you're missing both 4 and 6, and they're both National League teams. It is not Atlanta. Atlanta is also very near the bottom, 3.29 runs per game. This is Miguel Andujar batting for the Athletics. It's 0-0. Bottom of the second inning, Kodai Senga pitching for the Mets. This one's grounded to Lindor. And it's a low throw, and Pete's not able to handle it. I mean, it's got to be an error. The throw beat him. It's got to be an error. They're gonna call the error on Lindor on that one. Jacob Wilson at the plate now for the Mets. Good afternoon to everybody. Not the Phillies. That would be another guess. They're number 14 at 4.29. Especially with how much they've been winning, I would have guessed the Phillies as well. Dodgers, Padres, Giants. So that's where I would have gone. Beatty makes a diving play, throws it to second, turns it for a double play. Brett Beatty looks really comfortable here at third base. That was a great play by Brett Beatty. You can be a hater on Beatty, but still appreciate this play. He's playing in, too. Throws it from his knees. Going to see if the Athletics are going to challenge that there or not. That is a great – again, you don't have to love Brett Beatty, but you need to appreciate that play. Not Colorado, no. Colorado, believe it or not, is the worst in runs scored in the entire league. They're averaging 2.86 runs per game, 4.83 runs a game at home, and 1.38 runs per game on the road. There's a strike to Seth Brown. Kodai Senga's reaction to that double play started by Beatty was really good. That's really funny. Brown holds up on the next pitch, 2 balls and 1 strike. Not Pittsburgh. No, Phillies are 14th. They're pretty low. 14th, 4.29. Pittsburgh, where's Pittsburgh at? Kind of middle, towards the bottom, 3.33. I'll even give you some divisions here. One is NL Central, one is NL West. Yes, Milwaukee. Milwaukee is number 4, 5.27. They've done most of that damage on the road. They're averaging over 6 runs per game on the road. That one's in the dirt. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So you're just missing one more National League West team. One more National League West team. And it's not the usual suspects. This one is lined into left field. It's going to drop in for a 2-out hit. So Seth Brown gets on base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. That's the second hit on the day for the Athletics. Still nothing in the bottom of the second inning. There it is, Jonathan. That's the last one. Diamondbacks were the last one in the top 10. They were number 6 at 5.13. I mean, just a bare smidge behind the Los Angeles Angels. I will, now that we've gone through it all, we'll share the screen. I'll post the link in case any of you want to dig in deeper. There's some fun stuff you can do. You can kind of see who's been hot over the last 3 games. Of course, the Cubs should probably be it, but actually not even the Cubs, even with that 16-run performance. Giants, Seattle, Houston all averaging 7 runs a game over their last 3 games, but that's that list that we went by. So there you go, in case you're wondering. All right. This is put out towards right field, and Soto chases it down. So a couple of really good defensive plays, one by Soto, one by Brett Beatty, and the error on Francisco Lindor. That's kind of a crazy thing. Absolutely. Absolutely, Savage. I love just diving into these stats and stuff like this. It's not my information. I don't have the time to do that, but kind of wanted to see here. Now, if you can look at home runs per game, I'm just going to show this. We're not going to do all this, but it's Yankees, Angels, Dodgers, Athletics, Cubs. Home runs per game at home, it's Angels, Yankees, Dodgers, Detroit, and Washington. And then home runs on the road, Athletics, Mariners, Angels, Cubs, Dodgers. So there's a whole bunch of different batting stats that you can search here, anything that you want to see. So if you're looking for teams that are trending or teams that are on the rise, you know, the Angels are averaging 3 home runs a game over their last 3 games. You know, so if you just want to know, like, or who's doing well, who's most RBIs per game, right? Which could be a little different than, it'll be similar, but it could be a little different. Cubs, Yankees, Cardinals, Angels, Diamondbacks. On that one, Milwaukee drops a little bit lower. So any stats that you want, kind of a lot of fun. You can just kind of go in there and mess around. That is teamrankings.com. Awesome, Savage. Congrats on getting the 600 on your channel. All right, we're currently at commercial break. We're headed to going to the top of the 3rd inning. We'll get the banner updated here. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. If you haven't yet done so, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is Acuna. He flies this to right field. It's going to get out of play. So it is a 0-0 game in the top of the third inning. I'm still battling a little bit of a cold, so sorry for the raspy voice and the stuffy nose and all that, but feeling a little bit better than 2 nights ago. But wanted to get this game in because I'm not sure exactly how many games I can stream this week. Probably Tuesday night. We have baseball, practice Monday. I haven't even looked at the Mets schedule, but it's like practice Monday. And then we have games on Wednesday and Friday, plus it's holiday weekend. Acuna flies this one to right. This one's going to stay in play. And he is retired. So in the battle for Mets young players not doing well, all 3 of them are 0 for 1. Luis Angel Acuna is only one of the 3 that actually even put the ball into play. Vientos and Beatty both struck out. So, but I don't know the Mets' exact schedule this week. I do think I can potentially do that Tuesday game. Let's see. Let's see what the Mets have. So the Mets are going to Minnesota, yeah. So I don't think I can do it tomorrow. I might be able to do the end of tomorrow night's game. Tuesday I should be able to do. Wednesday is a maybe. It depends on exactly how everything gets scheduled out. Thursday night is a maybe. And Friday night is a no. And then I'm not really sure beyond that, So I want to make sure we got this game in today. So Francisco Lindor, the Mets had 30, got like 28 pitches on Severino. Wow, that ball is like 2 inches high. Yeah, Blue is going with a very generous strike zone here. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lindor. So it's 28 pitches through 1 inning, and now, wow, it's a ball. Oh, my goodness. Severino's going to destroy them if he gives them that pitch all day. I mean, do you really want Lindor swinging at that? It is up. That was the same pitch Beatty got called out on, too. I mean, that's great for Severino is getting the call on that pitch, but that pitch is a ball. But as always, your job as baseball players, you got to adjust to the umpire for sure. So Juan Soto at the plate with 2 outs here, top of the third. I'm guessing Soto's swinging for the fences here. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Juan Soto. The Mets kind of continue to fail to score more runs than they should be scoring early. They had runners on first and second, nobody out in the first, were unable to score. So, oh, my wife is cooking something. I don't know what it is, but I can just smell it. I think we're going to do burgers for supper. So that was a weird play. Wilson made the throw, pulled the first baseman off the bag, and he had a tag Soto on the way by, but he held that ball like way too long. So I don't know what was up with that. But the Mets are retired here. We're going to go to the bottom of the third inning. And so it is 0-0. It's pitcher's duel so far. These former Mets pitchers are coming back to hurt the Mets and mess with the Mets this weekend here. JT Ginn yesterday, Luis Severino today. And this offense is just not clicking yet. And I'm going to say I'm to the point where it's like, well, first of all, in case you didn't catch it, Jose Siri was injured yesterday. Let me just do a quick little thing. Let's go. Let's get an update on that injury for you in case. Oh, come on. What do you mean it's not available? All right. Well, the article says they're not showing all of it. It's not loading the article, but Siri's in a lot of pain and on crutches after fouling a ball off his shin yesterday. So obviously that's not good. We don't wish ill will on anyone of our team or from other teams. No injury talk in terms of like that sort of stuff. But the construction of this bottom of this Mets order is just in rough shape until you can tell that they're missing McNeil and Alvarez. And Luis Torrens has been a great replacement, but still doesn't have the potential pop in his bat that an Alvarez would have. All right, this is Brent Rooker Max Muncy at the plate, followed by Lawrence Butler and Brent Rooker, who's due up for the Athletics this inning here. It's 0-0. Nothing. Bottom of the third inning. Kodai Senga pitching for the Mets. Well, that's a ball that got called a strike for Senga. So, I mean, if it's going to be an expanded strike zone, at least let it be for both teams. This ball's popped up to shallow center field, and Tyrone Taylor's not able to quite get it. It's going to be a trap. He dove. It was a good effort, but I'm pretty sure it hit the ground. Yeah, they called the check. It did hit the ground, so it's going to be a leadoff single. Great effort by Tyrone Taylor here. So leadoff runner is on for the Athletics. It is 1 ball, no strikes to Lawrence Butler. So 0-0. Kodai Senga pitching for the Mets. Luis Severino for the Athletics. That's also low, 2 balls and no strike. So Senga's battling a little bit here, trying to get another double play. That would be really nice. That one is ripped through the hole down the right side. Well, it's going to be runners on first and second. He was not able to get all the way to third. It was hit that hard. Almost hurt that he hit it that hard because it ended up keeping the runner from being able to get to third. Brent Rooker is batting now for the Athletics. 2 runners on, nobody out in the bottom of the third. Kodai Senga is in an even dicier situation here. Brent Rooker at the plate for the Athletics. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Forkball got him on that first pitch of the at-bat. Now that ball hit the corner and is not called a strike. Yeah, this ump is like he's calling the high and the outside strike, but he's not calling the low inside strike. He's calling the ball when it's not in the strike zone a strike, when it's high and when it's outside, and the ones in the zone at the bottom. Grounded to third, Baby fields it, throws it to second. Relay to first, double play once again. That's the second double play started by Brett Beatty tonight. I'm going to tell you guys, I think that part of Beatty's struggles is probably the fact that he's learning second base on top of everything else. He looks way more comfortable at third It was a great turn by Acuna as well. So that's the second time that there's been a good double play started by Brett Beatty today. Of course, everybody wants to see the bat come alive, but you can see he just looks more comfortable at third base. And that might be ultimately why he can't stay with the Mets. Soderstrom pops this up to shallow center field. Tyrone Taylor gets under it and makes the catch. And once again, Senga tiptoes through the raindrops. Makes it through. We're heading to the top of the fourth inning. It is 0-0. Mets and Athletics. Do it for the Mets is Pete the Met, Swimmo, Brandon Nimmo, and Swaggy Marky V, Mark Vientos. That's who's due up for the Mets. So the Mets have had runners on and had runners in scoring position, but have been unable to convert so far. So as you're coming in, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hop in the chat. Let's talk baseball. We already talked through, the top run-producing teams. Talked a little torpedo bat talk today. But let me know whatever topics, whatever stuff. Let's see it. I'm going to go look up Jet Williams. I'm excited for Jet. I'm also hoping Kevin Parada will be able to kind of get back on track this year, as I would love to have a catching platoon, not even a platoon per se, but like have Alvarez as your starter and then Kevin Parada as your backup. But I know Parada had a rough year last year. All right, so here we go. Let's go. I'll share this screen for you here. We're on commercial break, so you're not missing anything. This is from Yahoo Sports. Jet Williams picked up right where he left off, following a strong showing in big league camp, reaching base safely in all but one of Binghamton's games thus far this season. 21-year-old played a huge role in the doubleheader on Friday as he lined a single in the second and a 3-run homer a few innings later. Then in Game 2, he led off the first with a single, swiped his first stolen base of the season before coming around to score on the Nick LaRusso long ball. Williams has struck out 7 times in the first 6 games, and he's also struck a pair of walks while putting together 2 doubles, a home run, impressive .348 on-base percentage. He was plagued by injuries last season, so return to form would help continue his quick rise through the system. Also, Drew Gilbert on a rehab assignment. So anyway, there's a little update. Pete Alonso at the plate for the Mets. No balls and 1 strike. First pitch is foul back. My Mets jersey is dirty, so I'm wearing the Dolphins jersey today. So that's the best thing I got. It might actually be clean, but we have like a couple of piles of laundry, and I did not have time to go look through all of that. But I appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today. We're just representing the Fins part of MetropoliFins. Chopper down to third, short hop fielded, and Pete's going to be retired. That's going to be 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. All right. Swimmo, Brandon Nimmo at the plate. He rips that one. That's going to go to the gap in left center field. It's going to be cut off. And Nimmo's going to get in with a stand-up double, 1-out double. We could have used that the last at bat because it would have scored a run, but we'll still take it here. So Nimmo's homered in the last 2 games, and now he's a double here. So at least 3 straight games with an extra base hit. His form is looking good. He's one hitter who is definitely heated up out here in Sacramento. Of course, right after this, the Mets are going to Minnesota, where it's not necessarily going to be warm again. But all right, Swaggy Marky V at the plate. Vientos, wow. I'm going to show this down. I'm going to pause the screen. I'm not saying that we have a Vientos problem yet. I'm just saying that we have more than just a Beatty problem. Okay. Check out this stat from Mark Vientos. I'm just pause the stream here. 1 for 18 and 1 RBI with runners in scoring position for Mark Vientos. That is not pretty at all. All right. So I'm not a Vientos hater. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Vientos, though. So he's got a good count, got a nice hitter's count. Check swing on a ball inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Vientos. So the Mets have a clutch hitting problem still this season, which they've had in the past. And Vientos hitting in this like 5-6 slot. That's a swing and a miss. That ball was 3 or 4 inches out of the strike zone. So I want Vientos and Beatty to both get back on track, but they're both stressing and pressing. There, laid off that one. That would have been ball 4 if he had held off on the previous pitch. So it's a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, runner on second. Severino's up to 60 pitches. We're in the top of the 4th inning. A lot of that's from the 1st inning. All right, here's a full count. There's a tennis ball or something on the field. 3-2 to Vientos. Vientos goes down swinging on ball 4 again. So Vientos is. I am of the whole position here. You cannot judge this lineup yet with Alvarez and McNeil out. There's too much pressure on these young kids. You guys remember when Alvarez came up a couple years ago, and it was like in the middle of the playoff push when the Mets collapsed, and there was all this pressure on Alvarez, and he didn't respond well to it. Like that's, I think, kind of what Beatty and Vientos are feeling. Is they're like, oh my goodness, there's nobody around us who can hit, right? Tyrone Taylor's, not a great hitter. Luis Torrens, he's done serviceable, but he's not known as a hitter. You've got all these guys who are around. And I think these guys are pressing and stressing. And then as you have less success, then it becomes easier to stress. And of course, Brett Beatty's hearing all the rumors about, going back to the minors and everything. I just think that it's a bad situation. I just encourage Mets fans to be patient. I know that's not a Mets fan thing. You guys can't be patient for anything. But I really am trying to be patient with this team. You need a McNeil in this lineup. You need a Francisco Alvarez in this lineup to stretch it out, to deepen it. There's just the bottom half of this order is altogether not doing well. And it's not just Brett Beatty. It's everybody. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike to Torrens. Severino's kind of two of the strikes for Vientos were both balls that he swung at. So Vientos is not really commanding the zone super well. So there's a runner on second. 2 outs here. That's called strike right down the middle. Full count to Torrens. So Beatty on second. Again, Mets have a runner in scoring position. They've yet to get him home. Torrens had a hit previously, but let's see if he needs one now. We're getting the hits at the wrong times. Torrens fouls that one back. That's fine. Like, don't get me wrong. I love the speed of a Jose Siri and a Tyrone Taylor. But I think the Mets really are struggling because they don't have a good offensive center fielder. I just think that's like the defense is great, and it's great to have those guys to pull off the bench or to put in, occasionally for a game. But consistently we're relying on Tyrone Taylor and Jose Siri. So Torrens is able to lay off. He almost went for it. So he gets the walk. That's 68 pitches for Severino, top of the 4th. All right, everybody's least favorite Met except mine. Brett Beatty is coming to the plate. So we'll see. Beatty's got a chance to try to So Beatty needs to just relax, right? Swings through the first pitch, no balls and 1 strike. Beatty did have a base hit yesterday. That's inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Just as a heads up, Brett Beatty's average is still ahead of Mark Vientos' batting average on the season. The OPS for Vientos is higher than Beatty, but the actual batting average of putting the ball in play, Beatty has the lead so far. Not that either one is good. That one's fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But again, I just think that this is just I'm not a fan of our center field situation. I try to give players and the team the benefit of the doubt, but I want a big center fielder. I want a power, not necessarily a power, but at least a good leadoff type hitter, a good contact on base percentage. All right, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Beatty here. Beatty lays off. That was a tough pitch to lay off. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brett Beatty. Torrens on first, Nimmo on second, 2 outs, top of the 4th. Severino's at 72 pitches. So in the very least, Beatty fouls that one back. That was a good-looking swing there. It was a good swing on a fastball there. This remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Beatty. At the very least, the Mets are at least running up Severino's pitch count. Tyrone Taylor and Luis Angel Acuna on deck and in the hole. That's inside. Full count to Beatty. Almost hit him. Full count to Beatty. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brett, the hated Met Beatty, is at the plate. I don't hate you, Brett. Just everybody else. Just runners are going to be running. Fouls that one away. Good. Spoiled a really good pitch there. Was that backdoor slider? It probably was a ball, but the way this umpire zone has been too close to take. Tyrone Taylor on deck. Beatty lines that one. Foul ball. Barely. That if that had fallen in, that was going to be a double. So it's a foul ball. Stays alive. This is a solid at bat by Beatty. A long at bat. Good pitch selection. Spoiled some really good pitches, regardless of the result. This is one of the better at bats I've seen Beatty take. So hopefully he can come through with a hit, but it's been a great at bat. Beatty hooks that one foul too. It looks like Beatty's just seeing the ball a little bit better. And so, and of course, you want this to end with a hit, but similar to the first inning when Pete Alonso had a 10-pitch at bat, this is what you want to see from Bet. You want to see some fight. Langoliers is actually going to go out to Severino. 77 pitches for Severino. This at bat has got to be close to 10 pitches already. Mets have 2 runners on with 2 outs. So we'll see what Severino has in store. He has not thrown his changeup yet, so he does have that tool in his pocket. It's a great battle. Great battle. I hope Beatty can break through, but regardless, this has been a good at-bat. One of the best ones I've seen. And not every at-bat can you judge by the results. You have to look at the at-bat in and of itself. Beatty does go down swinging there on the cutter. So the Mets are going to be retired, but once again, the Mets fail to score with runners in scoring position. Headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. the only good news is Severino should be out of this game in the next inning or two. So, because at least we've run up the pitch count. Let's do the scoreboard update. We have not yet done. We've not yet done the scoreboard update, so we'll bring that up for you here so you can know all the games that are going on right now. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. So make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. By the way, we can, if you guys want, we can start doing some Masters. You guys want to follow along with the Masters? Rory McIlroy is up by 4 strokes right now. Should be his first Masters title. So, do you guys care? You want to do that? D-Rels, if you watch that at bat, that was a better at bat than I've seen him have all season. It's not just him; it's the whole bottom half of the lineup, Rels. Whole bottom half of the lineup is struggling right now. It's just not. It's not the Mets starting lineup here. Without Alvarez, without McNeil, without a true hitting center fielder, the depth of hitters on this lineup shows, and then all this pressure then ends up falling on Torrens and Beatty and Vientos. These guys, they're not meant to be your pressure hitters. You know, I know Vientos had a great, second half of the season last season, but I don't want Vientos coming to the plate in a pressure situation. I don't want Beatty. I don't want Torrens. I don't want Jose Siri coming to play. The guy. I don't mind having Jesse Winker, but Winker's a little banged up. Of course, Siri's banged up right now. I think this idea, when you look at it, I think this is. Let me just type this up here really quick. So you got Siri. You've got Tyrone Taylor, right? Siri and Tyrone Taylor are essentially the same guy. They're speedster, good defensive outfielders. Right, but I think, Russell, I think the issue with Vientos is there's a ton of film out on him now. And, there's analytics, there's film, whereas last year he was catching people off guard. It's why sophomore slumps are common. I think Vientos is going to bounce back, but he has no protection in this lineup right now. That's why I would prefer to have Vientos hitting 5th with like a Marte or a Winker hitting right behind him. I haven't liked the bottom half of the lineup construction for the last couple of weeks. I think you should have either Beatty or Acuna in the 9-hole protected by Lindor. I think you should have Vientos in the 5-hole protected by a Marte or a Winker. But I feel like these 4 guys. I like all of these guys, right? Individually, I have nothing wrong with them. But having these 4 guys taking up roster spots, it's too many roster spots taken up by that style of player, right? So I don't want any of these guys to be my starting. I don't want any of these guys to be starters. I don't mind having Winker DH 2-3 times a week. I don't mind having Marte, come in as a pinch hitter every once in a while. I don't mind having Siri or Taylor. I mean, this area of the lineup is too weak, and so now your pressure is falling on Torrens, Vientos, Beatty, Acuna. Right? So these guys now are taking all the pressure because these guys, as a whole, are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Or they're just bringing them in for what they're. So I'd be fine having one of Siri or Taylor. I don't think we need both. You need one speedy defensive replacement for the outfield for games where you're winning. But I want to have a center fielder who can hit 270. Like, that's what I want. And again, I don't mind Winker or Marte as occasional DHs or pinch hitters, but this is to me now that what I would like to see when McNeil is back, just throw McNeil in the outfield. Else, stop. It doesn't work anymore. Mark Vientos is 1 for 19 with runners in scoring position. But if you throw McNeil in the outfield, right? And then you get Alvarez back as catcher. Yeah, and maybe Acuna, get him slowly, get some reps. I'd rather have Acuna in center than Siri or Taylor. Like, seriously, it's nothing against those guys. It's the roster construction. It's too many of these guys who are athletic but not necessarily clutch hitters. You can't be – you're just giving out – it's a grounder to short. Lindor is going to throw it over to first. It's going to retire Jacob Wilson. There is going to be a runner on second here for the Mets. So if you go McNeil, I'd rather have some combination of that, McNeil and Acuna in the outfield / second base, right? And then you go Alvarez a catcher. And again, you're going to have Torrens back him up every once in a while. Oops, sorry, that's an extra Acuna on there, right? And then you go Beatty, Vientos, and then Winker at third base / DH. And that's fine. Beatty looks tremendous at third base today, guys. If you're not watching this game, Beatty looks so much more comfortable at third than he does at second because it's his natural position. It's the position he's played to get to the majors. So, if you threw Mark Vientos at second base, he'd make errors there too because it's not his natural position. So I have no issue with the overall. And then I would just say keep one of whoever you like keep one of Siri and Taylor. Soto's going to make a catch at the fence to retire the side. All right, keep one of Siri and Taylor. Get rid of the other. And then Marte needs to go. And it's nothing against Marte, but he's just I understand his leadership and his club presence, but the fact that they couldn't find anyone to deal Marte to before the season started shows. And this is, in the meantime, until you can get someone like a Jet Williams or, someone like that up to the majors. But I think center field is our biggest issue. That's my personal opinion. And again, for those of you who want to throw shade on Beatty all you want. But if you're watching what I'm watching, Mark Vientos has a 115 batting average because Luis Torrens is hitting behind him. And Beatty has Tyrone Taylor hitting behind him. Yeah, we might have to go Rally Pig. Where are we in the lineup? Oh, man. Yeah, I guess we'll do it. We'll do Rally Pig. Let's bring Rally Pig out. I mean, we need it. Yeah, but Marte takes up so much room on this roster relative to the amount of time he actually plays. Let's see. Let's look up. Let me see if I can find Marte's stats here for the season. And, of course, the Mets are extra thin right now with Siri out, but not on the injured list as of yet. So, I mean, Marte's hitting 192 on the season, guys. As someone you have on this team as a pinch hitter, he's 5 for 26. Again, I'm not throwing shade at these guys. It's not about them personally. It is 100% about the construction of this roster. Now, I'm also not in panic mode either because the Mets have the pieces that they need, and overall they're winning. But to say that this lineup is on par with the other lineups. It's just not there. Here's Marte's stats. All right, Tyrone Taylor's leading off here. Marte scored 3 runs this season. 6 RBIs, 3 runs scored. So, I mean, the RBI side, yeah, maybe. But he's hitting 192 on the season. Right? Winker had 1 great game. I like the grit that Winker brings. But 95% of the time, I'd rather have and that's going to be a ground out there for Tyrone Taylor. So that's my point, though. You've got that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why the shade. Oh, sorry, I got to get Rally Pig back up here. Sorry, I don't understand the shade at Beatty when the whole team is hitting poorly. Like that's what I'm saying. All right, I'm not gonna belabor the point, but it's too many outs at the bottom of this order, and hopefully McNeil will be back before we know it. Acuna grounds it to second base, and he is thrown out. There's 2 outs. All right, Lindor's got a Rally Pig's been in a slump as well. So all right. 2 outs here, top of the 5th inning. Francisco Lindor at the plate. You need Pete for a hit? I'll deep dive that, D-Rails. I'll look up strikeouts for Beatty, Vientos. I mean, I know it's high. It's high for both of them. But we can look that up. I'm not here. Listen, I'm not here saying Beatty is not an issue. I'm saying the whole bottom half of the lineup's an issue. That's fouled back by Lindor. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, who is that? Is that the guy that we traded? So the one I wanted to keep was Alexander Canario. Is that who you were thinking of, or somebody else? But we traded. He's the one I wanted to. Yeah, Canario's the one I wanted to break camp with. That I thought, hey, Lindor rips a single. Rally Pig is alive. Rips a single to center field. So we got a 2-out base runner here. Soto coming up to the plate here. All right, let's see what Soto can do here. It's time for Soto to come through with a big hit as well. Now, to be fair, Alexander Canario is. I guess we traded him to the Pirates for cash. That's who it was. Well, that's also the Pirates. Canario is 2 for 19 with the Pirates so far. Yeah, I was never. Like I said, I try to give. Soto rips that one up. Wow, Wilson made the catch. I thought for sure that was getting through. All right, well, Rally Pig is 0 for 1 today. Rally Pig is slumping too. Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, Iglesias. Now, here's the thing. We're not out of this, right? And the Mets can trade. There's going to become a better hitting center fielder available, but I want a defensive replacement. Yeah, I know. I thought for sure that was going through. You're fine having one defensive replacement center fielder on the roster. To be platooning two defensive replacement center fielders, I don't like that play. Now, I guess the good news is you still have it, but now, with Siri being out, you still have good defense. But I want a guy who can hit balls. I want a guy in my center field who's a leadoff hitter, get on base type of guy. That's what you want from there. Not just good defense that can cover a lot of ground, but someone who can also get on base. Even if you want to plug them in the 9-hole or the 8-hole or something like that. And again, it's nothing personal against any of these guys. You can handle one or two of these guys in your lineup, but who are we naming off? Listen to all these people who we're naming off here. Siri, Taylor. Oh, sorry. My phone went crazy on me. Jose Alexa, because my phone goes crazy. Jose Alexa, Tyrone Taylor, Starling Marte, Jesse Winker, Luis Torrens, Mark Vientos, Brett Beatty, Luis Angel Acuna. That's 8 guys on this roster who you cannot trust for consistently good at bats. It's too much. You can carry 4 of those guys. Any 4. Pick your 4. It doesn't matter which 4. But I think carrying all of them is a little, it's just too much. And then I understand part of this is the injuries, right? So you're going to get, and then don't forget, Hayden Sanger too, right? So you're going to get Alvarez, you're going to get McNeil. That's going to fix 2 of those 8 positions because they'll fix one of your catchers. And it's going to, one of Beatty, Acuna, Tyrone Taylor, whatever. One of those guys is going to go be sent out or sent away or traded or whatever. But again, I'm not in panic mode either. I'm just saying, looking at it from a broader perspective, it's just too many outs. So, all right, first out already in the bottom of the 5th inning. I'm totally behind on my banners here. Sorry about that. I got to get my banners updated here. So we're at the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 0-0. Kodai Senga, by the way, is pitching an absolutely beautiful game. Senga's pitch count is just 50 with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. No balls and 2 strikes to Max Muncy. By the way, hang out with us through the 7th inning. We're going to find some smaller creators to raid. The other night, we raided Frank the Tank, famous New York Mets fan. There's a strikeout by Kodai Senga. Good thing Senga's on today because the Mets offense is not there. So anyway, we're going to find some smaller or at least other YouTube creators to raid. See if I can find some small athletics creators and stuff like that. There's someone new. I don't think we've rated them. That's a Mets one, but Butler drives this one out to center field. Tyrone Taylor makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Rooftop Sports. I will go look them up here. I will go see what I can find. Because you got to find them, and then they also have to be not on subscriber only mode. So, but yeah, we just love sharing the love with some other creators I found. So this one is a new one. Let me see. They have. Yeah, his chat is public. Got 17 people watching, so we'll maybe join him. We'll do that when we get to the 7th inning. We might do it. We'll probably do it after the Mets hit in the 7th. I like doing it basically when the other team is hitting. All right, let's see if I can find. I want to see if I can find an Oakland A's streamer though too. You got to give props to someone who's out there streaming the Athletics on a regular basis. So let's see if we can find one. There might not be one. There might not be anyone streaming Oakland Athletics games. And then I'll look up Roof. Okay, there's nobody on there. I wonder if this is. Let me check this one out. By the way, if you can speak Spanish, a Miguel Andujar home run. Well, maybe once we get to the bullpen. I'm going to tell you, if you can speak Spanish and stream baseball, you're going to have such a huge audience, guys. All these Spanish streamers, they have like such a huge audience. Like there's one right now with 1,200 people watching. Except no habla español for me. And then I got to go look up that other one for you here. Well, the Red Sox stream a Red Sox game sometime when we're on. Yeah, we need to get Severino Myers. 3 balls and no strikes to Pete Alonso. And right now, I just want Pete to get on base. And that's a 4-pitch walk for Pete. All right, so Mets have the leadoff runner on. I'm doing it. We're going to do it again. Rally Pig failed us last inning. We're going to do there. sorry, Jemmy. A walk's as good of a hit as a hit, except if you're betting on him to get a hit. It's Brandon Nimmo, probably the best, the hottest hitter on the Mets over the last 3 games. So has a double today, has home runs in the last 2 games. Let's get a 3-game in a row home run streak going. Nimmo grounds that in. Oh, we almost beat that out. I feel like so Alonso moves up to second, but you said, hold on, I gotta find Rooftop Sports. I wonder if I'm not searching for the right things to do. Vientos fouls this one. It's no balls and 1 strike. If you have a well, I mean, there's not many creators who raid either, so that's fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes to Vientos. You know, rating's not a thing that a lot of creators do. It's something we adopted from Tom Grassi. So we got counter rated the other day after we rated, but I don't do it to get counter rated. I just do it to bless other people. We were blessed by it, so we do our best. No balls and 2 strikes to Vientos here. This is pitch 100 for Severino. This might be his last batter. That's outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the other thing is we can always look up other creators and stuff too that aren't doing. It's grounded to Wilson at short. Pete's going to move up to third. It's going to be 2 outs in the inning. Vientos does the job that at least gets Pete over. Oh yeah, they're live right now. All right, I found them. Are they a Mariners channel, Jonathan? Do I have the right one? Well, Severino is at 101 pitches and he's staying in there. Well, we got Rally Pig here, so the Mets are looking. Luis Torrens needs to get a hit here. Yeah, there's Torrens flies this route. There's definitely a little bit of a morale issue here, and I'm trying. Like I said, I try to be fairly patient. I'm just hoping that once everybody gets back in the lineup, that everybody's going to feel more comfortable. And Torrens! Rally Pig! Torrens grounds it to right. The Mets actually score a run and get a hit with a runner in scoring position. Wow. Why is this so painful? Why is this game so painful? But we're going to take it here. It is 1-0 Mets in the top of the sixth. So Soto's bat, Josh, good question. Soto's bat has not yet come around, but it is quite an art to see how well he puts the ball in play on a regular basis. Like even today, he got on base because of an error because he just puts the ball in the play. One of the biggest frustrations I have with modern baseball is that too many strikeouts in the game. So I think, I mean, will he ever live up to his contract? Only if the Mets win World Series. That's why he's here. The Mets are paying him that contract not for his stats. They're paying that contract to win a World Series. So how do you judge Soto's contract? If the Mets win multiple World Series, it's worth it. If they don't while he's here, it wasn't worth it. That's the only judgment that matters. And honestly, I think that's probably the only thing that Mets fans care about. But no, I mean, because he reached base was 11 straight games to start the season, something like that. And yeah, so no, but you got to remember, like in the game of baseball, there's just too many strikeouts. I'm just more of that old school baseball fan. I'd rather see bunts and hit and runs, and I'd rather see the ball put into play. And because of the modern day metrics and stuff, Russell, what I'm saying is I just like I like the game when it was I like small ball. He's also really young too. So no, I mean Soto's contract is going to be judged 100% to me, at least. I'm judging him. That contract, not even him. I'm not judging him. I have no right to judge Juan Soto. I'm judging that contract 100% off the number of World Series it brings us. If the number is one or less, it probably wasn't worth it. If it's two or more, it probably was worth it. So let's see, let me see if I can look up a chart here. Strikeouts per year. Let me see if I can find a good chart. Okay, so you got to remember, I grew up in the 80s, right? Coming off the 70s. Let me show you guys this. This is what I mean by too many strikeouts in the game. So I don't know how far back you want to go, but let's go back. We'll go back to the early 80s. Let me show you the headers here. Sorry. So you got AL on the left, NL on the right, AL plus NL. Brady hits this one out to center field deep, but Brown is able to catch on the warning track. That's a good swing by Beatty there, though. So we are going to the bottom of the sixth. Beatty's had a couple of good at bats today. Ball hasn't been able to fall for him yet, but I liked his last at bat, and that he drove that ball pretty far. So, all right, let me show you this. Sorry, we got a lot of things going on here. We're going to the bottom of the sixth inning. It is 1-0 Mets. So the right column is the column we're looking at, which is total strikeouts. Okay. I'm going to skip by the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I don't know any of that stuff. So we'll start with the 80s. AL, NL strikeouts combined. So I'll just go like every 5 years or so. Looks like 81 was an anomaly year, but let's go 1980, it's 20,000. 1985, 22,000. 1990, 23,000. 1995, 25,000. 2000, 31,000 strikeouts. This is strikeouts, American League and National League per year. 2005, again, it kind of leveled off right around 31,000. 2010, 35,000. 2015, 37,000. Can't count 2020, so let's go whatever you want to pick. It doesn't matter. Go 2019, 43,000, and then 42,000. I understand there's a few more teams. I understand the schedule is, but that 162 has been around for a while. It's a few more teams, but it's just so many strikeouts. And I just don't, that's not the type of baseball I like to play. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, maybe it'd be worth it for just one. Maybe it would be worth it. Soto's contract be worth it for one. But I hope that explains. Hold on, I'll be right back with you guys. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. I'm still fighting a little bit of a cold. So, I mean, you're talking, like 40. And last year, just so you know, it was 41,199, which is, again, right on par, 40 to 43,000 over the last 8 to 10 years, whatever that is. It's double the amount of strikeouts versus where this game was when I was a kid. And as a coach, like obviously sometimes strikeouts are inevitable, but man, it's so frustrating. It's simply because I just wish I wish batters would just give up on the home run on 2 strikes for the most part and just try to put the ball in play. Now, I think some of those strikeouts could be fixed if we get the ABS challenge system into the majors. By the way, there's one out here on the bottom of the 6th. Kodai Senga is pitching beautifully today. Except that last pitch, which was way high and outside. But 1 ball, no strikes to Soderstrom. 56 pitches on the day. So I'm just like an old school fan. That's all. That's a good pitch. The bottom of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah. And that's just because analytics say it's better to go for the home run. Like, it's just that it's the metric saying go for the home run. If you strike out, it's okay. And here's what I would say. The change I would like to see in baseball is go for the home run until you have 2 strikes, then try to put the ball in play. And Josh, by the way, yeah, he is being paid more than Ohtani, actually. But the problem is, who else do you bring in that can raise the level of the whole team? This Mets team would have way more losses this season already without Soto, for sure. The way the rest of the team has been hitting without Soto, oh my goodness, we would probably have a significant losing record, 3-4 wins on the season so far. Yeah, so look, and I can't change anything. I always joke I'm the old fan yelling at the cloud, like, but I'm just old school baseball, and it's like it's how I coach the little leaguers that we coach, which is like, look, the first 2 strikes are yours. Do with them what you want. If you want to swing for a home run on the first 2 strikes, do it. But once you get to 2 strikes, that's for the team. And you got to figure out how to do anything, if at all possible, do anything but strike out, and for sure, do anything but striking out looking. That's a walk. So Going to be a runner on first with nobody out, bottom of the sixth inning, or with one out in the bottom of the sixth inning. So it is 1-0 Mets. Shea Langoliers. Now he's been a Met killer over the years, so never feel super comfortable with him up. By the way, Rally Pig finally scored a run here. So Rally Pig today is 1 for 2 with 1 run scored. That's high. Senga's losing a little control of the zone here. So it's 1 ball. Sorry, 2 balls, no strikes. That's high. 3 balls, no strikes. So maybe a little bit of a warning sign for Senga here. He seems to be losing control of the strike zone a little bit. There's a strike down the middle. 3 balls, 1 strike. Well, I appreciate everybody hanging out. If you haven't yet done so, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're on the journey to 200 subscribers. We're just 26 away. Appreciate you hanging out with us here. Langoliers flies to center. Tyrone Taylor gets under it, makes the catch. That's going to be the second out of the inning. Soderstrom returns to first. It's going to be 2 outs, runner on first with Miguel Andujar. Now, Josh, you were the one who wanted a Andujar home run. Now, you're going to be in the minority here, right? You're going to be in the minority rooting it for it, but I still post the request. Dangerously so, I post the request. All right, here we go. Andujar flies it to left center field. Tyrone Taylor gets under it. He does not. Sorry, he flies out there. I appreciate it, Josh. I do appreciate it. We actually can't super chat on this channel yet, sadly. We're working on it. But I appreciate it. But as Mets fans, we should be happy that he did not hit a home run there. So, all right, we're going to the top of the 7th inning. We've got 2 creator set that we're going to raid, but I don't want to. I'd rather watch the offense than the defense here. All right, so we're at commercial break right now. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. No super chat, just a super sad. So, commercial break right now. Due up for the Mets is Tyrone Taylor, Luis Angel Acuna, and Francisco Lindor, 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Mets are up 1-0. Like I said, my Mets jersey is in the wash, either in the clean or the dirty laundry. So I'm wearing the fins of the MetropoliFins today. So if they can pull this one out, then we might have to do this every once in a while. So it'd be my City Connect jersey. So we will be live again Tuesday night. I believe the game is like 7:40. I want to say it's like a 7:40 game on Tuesday because it's Central Time Zone. Let me just double check that out. We will not be live tomorrow. Mets do play at 7:40. I don't know. There's a chance I might go live, but it would not be at the start of the game. Yeah, 7:40 Eastern on Tuesday night. We'll be live. Maybe live Wednesday. Maybe live Thursday night. Those remains to be seen. So remains to be seen on the Wednesday and the Thursday, but we'll be live Tuesday for sure. First pitch is a strike to Tyrone Taylor. Noah Murdoch now in. Luis Severino is out, so the Mets are officially into the Athletics dugout. Oh, and Tyrone Taylor's flunked in the rear, it looked like. So there's a leadoff hitter. Well, there's a leadoff batter for the Mets. Tyrone Taylor makes it on. Luis Angel Acuna. Can Acuna bunt? I feel like this would be a beautiful spot for Acuna to lay down a bunt. You already have a speedy guy on first. Try to drag a bunt down the first or third baseline for bunt for a base hit. I would love to see can Acuna bunt. He does. He does bunt. Wow. They called Taylor safe. He has to be out. He has to be out. Taylor didn't slide into second base. He's Tyrone Taylor got out because he didn't slide into second. You got to slide. It's faster. The reason you run through first base is because you don't have to stop on the base. That was a good bump by Acuna. That play was a lot closer than it looked, though. I thought he was clearly out at second, but so Wilson wasn't even covering the base. He's gonna be out. Yeah. Tyrone Taylor did not slide in the bag. So it's going to end up being just another out, all said and done, a fielder's choice. Well, we'll see what Acuna can do, see if he can steal a base here, try to get a runner into scoring position. Hey, the bunting game is nice to have. First pitch is a strike to Francisco Lindor here. Top of the Mets order. Top of the seventh inning. Mets are up 1-0. Pete's going to get up again. I don't know if it'll be this inning or not, Demi, but he'll get up, if not this inning, the next. So you got one more shot on Pete. One more shot on Pete here. And it'll be in the Mets bullpen. Acuna throw over to first. I wonder if Acuna's going to try to go here. Here's the other problem, though, is like you don't really want to run into an out with Lindor at the plate. Acuna's not running. Lindor rips it to center field. Acuna's going to go all the way to third. It's bobbled to the outfield. Acuna's going to go. I don't know what they're going to score, but Acuna scores. I'm going to guess it's going to be a single plus an error on the play. So we'll see how they score. But either way, the Mets score, so it is 2-0. All right, so Mets have a runner on second here. We'll reset it for you guys. It's 2-0 Mets. Runner on second, one out. Juan Soto coming to the plate. Pete Alonso on deck. So Demi, Pete is actually, unless Lindor gets thrown out for some reason, Pete's due to get up now this inning. They intentionally walk Juan Soto to get to Pete Alonso. Tell me if you've seen this movie before. So it's Pete Alonso at the plate now with 2 on, 1 out. Pete went big swing on that first one. No balls and 1 strike to Pete Alonso. They're going to give Lindor the double and the RBI. That's generous, but it was a tough play in the outfield, but Lindor will take it. Lindor will take the RBI. Welcome, everybody. It is 2-0 Mets. Mets have runners on first and second. It's a 1-1 count to Pete Alonso here. 1 out, top of the 7th. It's Lindor on first. Soto on second. Pete at the plate. Here's the pitch. Pete holds off. That patience for Pete continues to pay off. 2 balls and 1 strike. We're going to raid some other streamers, some other baseball streamers here at the end of this inning. So stay tuned. I already found 2 of them, so we're ready to go. Pete swings and misses there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nimmo is on deck. Alonso lays off that pitch. That's a hard take. That's a good job. Yeah, I think we did Mets cast already. So I found a new Mets streamer that we haven't rated. And then I found the one that you had mentioned, Jonathan, the strike 3 called to Pete. Ooh, the Rooftop Sports. That was a good pitch. All right, it is Brandon Nimmo at the plate here, probably the hottest Mets hitter that we have right now. 1 ball and no strikes. Is Rory choking in the Masters? We're going to have to bring that up. Let's bring that up so we can stream that side by side. He was up by wow, he was up by 4 strokes. What hole did him in? Because he was 14 under and Justin was 10 under. Oh, man. Nimmo lines that down the left field line. That's going to be foul. All right, we'll try to bring that up for you guys too. Let's go. I want to see if I can find just a good live updating scoreboard. Leaderboard. Let's see if we can find a good one. Oh, McElroy just went to 10 under. Wow. Unless something changed. Is this the most accurate? I've got Justin Rose in the lead at 11 under and McElroy and Aberg at 10 under. Wow. So it was actually, yeah, wow. All right. We're going to add that on here. You're not a Rory fan? That's how I used to be with like Phil Mickelson. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nimmo here. Sorry, we got a lot of things going on. Got lots of sports stuff here. We're going to throw the leaderboard up for those of you that want to follow along there. Let's find that's a little too big. Can you guys see that? Let me know if you guys can see that. Is that too small? Otherwise, I can I don't want it to be too big, but I want to make sure that you guys can see it all. That's inside on Nemo. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Swaggy Marky V is on deck. Swimo Nemo at the plate. Here we go. Lindor Soto are running with a pitch. That's ball 4. All right. Mark Vientos needs to break out of his slump right now. We're going to get a pitching change or no? We'll see. What a great day for Rose, by the way. 5 under on the day. All right. Vientos is 1 for 20 with runners in scoring position. First pitch is a ball. Second pitch is a ball. Hey, we'll take a walk here, too. We will take a walk. I don't even care at this point. Do what? But walk. Take the walk. A hit is great, but a walk is great, too. Vientos takes that one. That's a good take on 2-0. See what Vientos can do. 2-1. All right, here we go. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's outside. 3-1. So Vientos can just be looking for his pitch right here. I'm scared to bring out Rally Pig, so we're going to leave him on the sideline here. And that's ball 4. We'll take it. That's a walk. That's a good at-bat by Vientos to be patient there. And Kotsay wishing he had made the move because so it is 3-0 Mets. It's our RBI for Marky V. I'm going to tell you, when you're slumping, you want to do damage in a situation like that, that's a lot tougher to take that walk there because the pressure's on. So kudos to Vientos for being patient there. All right, we're at commercial break because we're going to a pitching change. It's possible Pete can get up again here because we'll hit. What are we in? Because this is 7th. Yeah, I mean, if you get 1 or 2 more batters on, then Pete's going to get up again. But it won't be. It's not going to be Murdoch because Murdoch is coming out of the game. Jose Leclerc is coming in now, so we'll post that pitching change for you. So we're currently on commercial break, so you're not missing any action. Mets have bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Scored 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. But a huge opportunity for Luis Torrens to come through here. Torrens has been more than a serviceable catcher in replacement of Alvarez. It's 2 for 2 on today. In fact, he's the only hitter other than Lindor with 2 hits on the day and an RBI as well. 2 for 2 with a walk. So he's been on base all 3 times. So we're at commercial break right now. Just letting the pitcher warm up. All right, hold on. I'll be right back with you. All right. First pitch to Terens is a called strike on the inside corner. Kodai Senga is stretching out in the Mets dugout to stay loose and limber because that's a ball low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Brett the Threat Beatty and Tyrone, don't call me Jose Siri Taylor, in the hole. See if Terens can be patient, get a good pitch to hit here. Reaches out. That's probably a ball outside, but fouls it away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Terens. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Terens. That's a ball outside in the dirt. Good take by Terens there. Oh, well, Justin Rose just gave up a stroke at the Masters as well. So now everybody's tied back at 10 under. Here we go. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Terens. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Terens fouls that one away. Stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Continues. If you haven't yet done so, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let's see what we got here. No, that was the ball. I shouldn't have swung at that. That's a soft little liner to first base. That wasn't a good swing by Terens there, sadly. All right, well, we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. We're going to raid a couple of smaller creators. So let me get the links posted. We're going to find, I already have 2 of them picked out. One, I believe, is a Mets streamer. Let me just make sure that they're still on public chat. So I invite you to go over, say something positive, nice. If you like them, you can subscribe to them or whatever. They're a little bit behind us, but all right. So let me get the link. This is the link for our first raid. If you wish to join us, again, please be positive, uplifting. There's the link. There you go. I see Stan over there. Stan's hanging out over there today. Jonathan's hanging out over there. Thank you guys for raiding, hanging out with us. So yeah, if you like their vibe, hit their like, hit the subscribe, chat them up. All right, we got one other raid. This one was recommended by Jonathan. So let me get that one refreshed, make sure it's still good. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning here, by the way. All right, we got one more channel to raid. There you go. There's the link. You can head on over there if you want to raid them as well. They're Mariner streamers. They don't like the raid. All right, they're gonna come over. Oh. So here we go. Hey, thank you guys for the sub. Appreciate it. So there you go. There's the raid going on. Yeah, we're a couple months old. Thank you, Rooftop Sports. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, I think we got a counter raid going on. Uh-oh. All right. Uh-oh, we got a rooftop raid coming back at us, guys. Rooftop raid coming on over. Oh no. Love you guys. You guys are awesome, Rooftop Sports. There's a side retired by Kodai Senga. Hey, we're trying to beat the Athletics for you guys. We're trying to take out an AL West opponent for you. So appreciate you guys so much. 3-0. We're going to the top of the 8th inning here in Sacramento. So here we go. We're going to the top of the 8th inning. We're on a commercial break right now, by the way, for the Mets game. So you're not missing anything. I'm just hanging out with my Rooftop Sports friends here. So here we go. We're going to the top of the 8th inning. It is 3-0 Mets. It's Brett Beatty, Tyron Taylor, and Luis Angel Acuna, 7, 8, and 9 due up in the 8th, which means if nothing else happens. Hey, Rooftop Sports. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. See the raid. So. So Yeah, so we talk about the Juan Soto thing a lot on here. Yeah, so basically, I think my opinion on the Juan Soto thing is that if the Mets get multiple World Series out of it, it'll be worth it. If it's one or less, it probably won't be worth it. But his hitting hasn't been great, but he's been getting on base quite a bit. So, and the bottom half of our lineup's been atrocious. So we probably have about 3 or 4 more losses without Soto in this lineup right now. So that's my take. All right. We're up top of the 8th inning. It's 2-0 to Beatty. That's a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. See what Beatty can do here. He chops that one. Oh, the pitcher gets it, stabs it, throws it down to first. Beatty's going to be retired. Yeah, baby killing the worms again. This the bottom of this lineup needs help. This bottom of the lineup needs help. By the way, for those of you following golf, Rory back in the lead again by 1 stroke. All right. There goes 1 ball, no strikes to Tyrone Taylor. That that was fun, Jonathan. Thanks for recommending them. So, all right. I got to move on because I can't. I've got like 3 audio feeds in my ear. I can't do all of that. It's hard enough. Yeah, baby killing worms again. 3 balls and 1 strike to Tyrone Taylor here. See if we can get a runner here. Honestly, I don't. If he pops that one foul, I don't actually mind if we go 1, 2, 3 in this inning because then it's like then you just lead off next inning with Lindor. So sometimes it's like I feel like if you get like Lindor up with 2 outs, you're kind of wasting it. Like I'd rather have Lindor, Soto, Alonso do up in the top of the 9th, kind of. So Tyrone Taylor fouls that one back, but I still want to see good at bats or go back to back homers here, something like that, or back to back hits. But it's 3-0 New York Mets. Thank you guys, everyone who rated with us today. It's a lot of fun, but it's super cool just building the community. That's driven out to right center. Oh, it goes over the head of the right fielder. That's going to be a double for Taylor, and he's going to go all the way to third. It's going to be a 1-out triple for Tyrone Taylor. Well, there we go, Tyrone Taylor. That's what we needed here. Yeah, that was a good run at it, but that's kind of weird. Usually, you think a lower fence would like lead to more home runs, but in this case, it led to a triple. So no issues for Taylor to go third on that. Well, now let's just get Acuna get a hit. First pitch swinging on a ball that was high. No balls, 1 strike, fouled back there. So it's 3-0, but the Mets have a runner on third with less than 2 outs. Got to get him in. Got to score the run here for sure. Cunha does have a sac bunt. Do you try it again here? Balk! It's a balk! It's not a balk. What is the call? They sent Tyrone Taylor home. Oh boy, we might have a meltdown here. So they're calling a balk, I guess, because Urshela wasn't holding third base. Kotsay might get himself ejected here. So the run scores. So it's going to be 4-0 Mets. I don't really understand that call, and I don't think even the Mets announcers truly understand that call, but I guess you just take it, right? I'm surprised Kotsay didn't get thrown out there. If I were Kotsay, I would have gone ballistic on that one. I guess they're saying because they felt like Urshela was not making a move to third. That's why they called the balk. Acuna rips that one to center field, so that's going to be a single for Acuna. Acuna's having a good game today. He laid down a good bunt, his last at bat, and that's a nice solid single up the middle. By the way, at the Masters, it looks like Rose is in the clubhouse at 11 under. McIlroy is also at 11 under, but he's only through 15, so 3 holes to go. Pitching change here for the Athletics. So it is Francisco Lindor coming to plate with only 1 out, which is as good as what it is. Derails. Just always stirring the pot. Baby hater. So our commercial break, you're not missing any of the action right now. A nice little raid by Rooftop Sports. That was super cool. They knew a Tom Grassi too, so we like Tom Grassi. And so absolutely love hanging out. You know, their channel, they have a lot more subscribers than us, but they have about the same amount of people hanging out. So it's super cool. Like I just here to hang out, bless other creators a little bit. It's our 7th inning stretch. That's what we do. And thank you, Jonathan, for recommending them. I sub to Rooftop. Rooftop sub to us, and it was all super cool. If you haven't yet subbed to us, make sure you go ahead and do that now. We're on the journey to 200 subscribers. 22 away from 200. So appreciate you. It is 4-0 Mets on one of the weirdest balk calls that you will ever see. Throw to third base. I was not really familiar with this rule. I'm trying to watch. I'm watching again. It's very rare that you see an actual pickoff at third base. You hang out over there. All right, awesome. Other than being surprised by the raid, it was cool. And they know Grassi and everything too, so that was really cool. So appreciate the recommendation. They were cool about it for sure. Lindor is at the plate now. Acuna's on first. There's 1 out, top of the 8th. So does that mean we're not going to see Edwin Diaz today? We'll see. Lindor ripped that one. That was an inside pitch, but he ripped that one foul down the first baseline, and pretty hard at that. So Still not this like definitive offensive game that we're looking for on a regular basis, but at least we strung some hits together at key times. So that's kind of a big. They're saying Minter is. Wow, line drive caught by Urshela. That was a rocket by Lindor. Just Urshela had him played right. It's 2 outs here, top of the 8th. Juan Soto at the plate. All right. So this is Juan Soto, probably Soto's last at bat of the day, unless the Mets go on like some sort of run scoring binge. That pitch is way inside. All right, Minter and Kranick are both warming up in the Mets bullpen, so we'll see who the Mets choose to bring in, if anyone. Let me see what the pitch count is. That's also inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Soto. Are we assuming Senga is done? Senga's at 79 pitches, so I think we probably are assuming he's done here. 7 innings pitched of shutout ball for Kodai Senga is exactly what the Mets would want from him. That was a good pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 8th inning. It is 4-0 Mets. Juan Soto at the plate. Ooh, that was inside corner, barely inside. All right, it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Throw over to first. Acuna gets back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. That's way inside, way more than the last one. It's going to be a full count. The amount of times the Mets have run counts to full counts this series has just been a lot. So I do like the plate discipline, even though the hits haven't come through as well as we'd like overall. Let's see what Soto can do here. Full count. Pete Alonso on deck. Acuna runs. And Soto draws the walk. So 2 on for Pete Alonso here. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. Juan Soto's on base percentage is still over 400 on the season. So that's what he brings, even when he doesn't hit. He's hitting 250, but his on base percentage is over 400. It's a patient plate. Oh, Pete's got a Pete cheer going for him. That pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Is Pete looking to just crank one here? It's in a small ballpark. Runners on first and second. They're already up by 4. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Pete. Do I do it? I'm doing this for Pete. We're bringing out Rally Pig for Pete here. We'll see what Pete can do. See if a little Rally Pig power can get him a 3-run dinger here. Fouls that one back. 2 balls and 1 strike. Foul back the changeup. Yeah, I guess with those raids, what I'm thinking is we are going to just have to find creators from other games other than just the Mets game. We'll try to find creators from other channels that are. He has a check swing, has a bad. That goes back to the mound. Retired. Oh, come on, Rally Pig. God, do me better. You did me dirty there, Rally Pig. All right, so we're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Rally Pig's 1 for 3 with a run today. All right, we'll see. As of right now, Senga's still in the game. They have not announced a sub. They had Kranick warming up, so we'll see if they go that direction. See if they let Senga start. It's he's almost gone through their lineup 3 times. Their number 9 hitter Muncy is due up to start, so we're gonna give him. He's at 79 pitches. So is there any chance that they give him? I doubt it. I doubt that they let him go out, but I haven't seen anything yet. We'll see. AJ Minter is officially coming in. That has been announced. AJ Minter is coming in the game. All right, so we are headed. We got to update our banner here. Bottom of the 8th, it is 4-0. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us here. Mets are on their way to a win. We are on our way to 200 subscribers, so we appreciate all the support of this channel. We are MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. By the way, happy Palm Sunday to those of you who celebrate, as I do. So I don't want to forget that. So actually got with some of the kids at church today. So talked about Palm Sunday. It's good. There goes Kodai Senga to the dugout. He is out of the game. Yep, sorry about that. That was a really bad swing, too. That's probably one of the worst swings he's had this season. So now you need the Mets to bat around in the top of the 9th. Sorry, Demi. AJ Minter leads off with the first pitch strike to Max Muncy, the Athletics version, not the Dodgers version. There's a ball low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lawrence Butler and Brent Rooker are due up next. I realized before we said we were going to do a scoreboard update, and then we never ended up doing a scoreboard update. So we'll catch that in between innings here. Two balls and 2 strikes. Muncy's going to step out here. The Mets are the only team in the majors to not have a 2-game losing streak this year. That's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. That's important, though. You can't go on those big losing streaks like we did last year. Muncy pops that one foul down the first baseline. Out of play. All right. It is bottom of the 8th. Nobody out. Max Muncy at the plate. Here's a 2-2 pitch. He grounds that to Lindor. He takes it, throws over. There's going to be your first out here. First out in the bottom of the 8th inning. We're going to raise the desk up here for the bottom of the 8th. The 9th. I can stand and stretch a little bit. So I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. See if the Mets can continue to put this away. I would assume Minter's in to pitch both of these innings here. First pitch is a ball, low and outside. Mets have a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the 8th. All right, let me get the scoreboard ready to go. As soon as this half inning is over, we'll run through all the scores of all the teams you do or don't care about. That one's lined over Lindor's glove out to center field. Butler's third hit of the day. It's going to be a single to lead off the 8th inning. By the way, both the Braves and the Phillies lost already today, too. So, and the Yankees. Braves, Phillies, Yankees lose. That's a good day as a Mets fan. Cubs, Dodgers don't play till tonight, so. No balls, 1 strike to Brent Rooker here. Your little Masters update, we have that up there as well. So Rose is in the clubhouse at 11 under. McIlroy is still himself at 11 under. Aberg looked like he was making a charge, but he just dropped a stroke on 17, so he's at 9 under. Rooker pops this one up. Acuna makes the out there in shallow right field. By the way, with this Masters, so if you compare back on hole, there's a couple different times, but even through hole 10, McIlroy was up 7 strokes on Rose. And now they're tied. So it's crazy. Masters is crazy. All right, Tyler Soderstrom is up. Shea Langolier's on deck. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Be nice to get Soderstrom out because I don't want to face Langoliers with runners on. First pitch is a swing and a miss by Soderstrom. We'll do a full Major League Baseball scoreboard update. That pitch is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Soderstrom at the plate. I smell bacon. My wife is cooking bacon, and it smells delicious. And that's called third strike. Beautiful pitch by Minter. That's going to retire the side. We are going to the top of the 9th inning. Your New York Mets are winning 4-0. All right, we're going to go ahead while we're on commercial break. We're going to give you the full scoreboard update of the games that have ended, the games that are in progress. Let's start with all the final scores. There's quite a few games are final. So, final scores. Blue Jays beat the Orioles 7-6. That went into extra innings in 10. Giants are 11-4 on the season, beat the Yankees today 5-4 in New York. Carlos Rodon is 1-3 with a 5.48 ERA to start the season, not the start that he was looking for. So the Yankees have lost 7 games, and Rodon has lost 3 of those 7. All right. Royals beat the Guardians 4-2. The Reds beat the Pirates 4-0. Rays beat the Braves 8-3. Marlins beat the Nationals 11-4. Astros over the Angels 7-3. Twins did win today, 5-1 over the Tigers. That's who the Mets are playing next in Minnesota. So Minnesota's been struggling. They're 5-11 on the season. But they got a win today. Red Sox over the White Sox 3-1. Garrett Crochet pitched a no-hitter into the 7th inning, and then it was broken up by one of the players that he was traded for. So Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. The Padres beat the Rockies 6-0, and the Cardinals beat the Phillies 7-0. So Phillies are just 9-6 on the season. The Mets will go to 10-5 if they win this game with a 1-game lead in the division. Of course, this game is up 4-0. Our friends at Rooftop Sports right now are celebrating a Mariners 3-1 lead over the Rangers. Diamondbacks are leading 3-2 over the Brewers. And that's it for games in action right now. There's only 3 games left. 3 West Coast games. And then tonight, Cubs play the Dodgers at 7:10 p.m. Eastern. So that's all right. Leading off is Swimmo Brandon Nimmo here. So 1 ball, no strikes to Nimmo. Nimmo rips that next one up the middle, off the glove of the second baseman, and Nimmo's going to get himself a nice little single to lead things off here. So Demi, it's not over yet. We're going to need a bunch of hits and runs here. Swaggy Marky V, Mark Vientos is coming up. Luis Torrens looked like he had a cramp or something, so we'll see if he hits. He is currently on deck, but we'll see if he comes out, if Hayden Sanger is going to come in. Vientos lines one into left field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Nimmo is going to score on that. It's going to be a double by Vientos. Well, there you go. There's Mark Vientos needed that. He needed that so much. That's actually 2 RBIs in the day because he had one on the bases loaded walk. But to actually, the Mets would really benefit if Vientos could start to heat up here for sure. This whole bottom half lineup is just, it's time, guys. It's time to wake up. Torrens hits this one, goes deep to center. I losing it! And it bounces over the wall for a ground rule double. He lost it in the sun. I don't know if he lost in the sun. He stumbled. And it's a ground rule double. Wow. Luis Torrens, that's a thank you. Yep. When he tripped, he lost it in the sun. Oh. So that's a ground rule double there for Luis Torrens. And another RBI for Torrens. Torrens has had a great day. It is now 6-0. Wow. So that first pitch to Brett Beatty was like 2 inches off the plate on the inside corner, called a strike. All right, no balls, 1 strike to Beatty. Let's see what he can do here. See if he can keep things going. Yeah, right now they just woke up. Beatty rips one. That's going to be a double for Brett Beatty. The whole bottom half of the lineup just woke up. It's going to be a triple from Brett Beatty. Oh, my goodness. Way to go, Vientos. Way to go, Torrens. Way to go, Brett Beatty. Luis Angel Acuña's already had a game. Oh, that is Brett Beatty's first RBI of the season. He's been looking like he's been on the pitches more recently. I don't know. We might get Pete up, Demi. We might. We need to score a couple more or get a couple more base runners. It is now 7-0. This is like the most exciting inning for the bottom half of this lineup that we've had. And that first pitch, so Beatty's changed up his approach, they're saying, too. He's trying to attack earlier in the count. Oh, grounder off the shortstop. Beatty's going to score easily. Athletics. Oh man, 8-0 Mets. I can't even keep this banner updated fast enough. This is crazy. What in the world is going on, Demi? What in the world? All right. Luis Angel Acuna trying to keep this bottom of the order rally going. This is fun. I'm just going to tell you, this is just fun. This is what we were hoping to see from this lineup, up and down. I know, Bree. I'm working on something over there. Acuna is going to ground into a double play here. I know. I'm working on. I got to do something a little different on that other channel. So I haven't been delivering as much just because I'm trying to get all my taxes done. It's tax season, so I've been minimal on the delivery stuff. But we're going to be. I'm working on something new, a new thing to come over there. So, well, I might pop on tonight. I'm not. I don't even know if I'm delivering yet tonight or not. But I know I missed you though. I missed you. We'll be on the other channel eventually. We're going to get back. It's just a lot of things going on. So, but I appreciate you. All right. This is Lindor at the plate. There are 2 outs now. So, but the Mets have scored 4 so far this inning. Well, we can absolutely talk and hang out here as well, Bree. Lindor skies this one into left field. Brown is under it, makes the play. That is going to retire the side. So, unfortunately, Demi, the Mets gave it a ride, but couldn't quite get Pete Alonso up to the plate one more time. We did our absolute best. So, it's all good. No, I'm juggling a lot of things, but I'm brainstorming a few things that we're going to do. I tried something that didn't work, so I'm going to come back with something a little bit different, and we're going to keep going and pushing through. So I'll be over there soon, hopefully after the 15th, once taxes are done. Got to get my refund secured, maximize all of my stuff here. McIlroy has taken the lead at the Masters at 12 under, but Justin Rose is in the clubhouse at 11 under. So for those of you guys following along there, we'll keep an eye on that. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is now 8-0 Mets after scoring 8 runs over the last 4 innings. The Mets bats finally decided to wake up and show up in the bottom of the order. Just the most impressive thing. And straight across, not just one player, like almost everybody from the bottom half of that order contributed today. All right, hold tight 1 second. I'm going to be right back with you for the bottom of the 9th. Sorry, I'm still overcoming a little bit of a cold, so trying not to be too gross on camera for you guys or on the microphone. But we're going to go as soon as this game is done. I'm going to go for now, but we might come back on later tonight, or we will be on Tuesday for sure, or maybe we'll stay. What we'll do after the game is over, I'm going to go check in with the family, see how everybody's doing. It's almost bedtime for the kids. So maybe we'll stay on. Yeah, we just got an offer for a card on our eBay store, which is a perfect time to mention. The best way that you can support this channel right now, since we're not monetized on YouTube, is our eBay store. I've got orders that I'm going to be shipping out tonight and tomorrow morning. So someone just made me an offer for a Spencer Torkelson card, so we're going to accept that offer live on stream. So if you were a Spencer Torkelson fan, there's one less card available. But we accepted that offer. Yeah, if you're into baseball or football cards, any of those things, we've got a bunch. I actually bought some new ones today. I took the old 2 kids to the card shop while my younger daughter was at a birthday party, and they picked out some new. My son picked out sports and Pokemon. My daughter picked out some new Pokemon, and I picked out some new cards. I'm going to get listed on the eBay store here soon as well. Didn't find any great Mets. I found a couple Kodai Senga rookies, but they were pretty cheap. Like not good enough rookies to do it. So Anyway, that's the link. It's also the pinned comment if you're watching live, or if you're watching on replay, it's in the description below, so you can go browse around. There's also some non-sports card stuff on there as well. Max Kranick is still pitching here for the Mets. Shane Langoliers is up for the Athletics. It is 8-0 Mets, bottom of the ninth inning. No outs, 2 balls and 1 strike is the count to Langoliers. Swing and a miss on a nice pitch at the top of the zone. So this is looking good. What we'll try to do, as soon as the game's over, I'll go check in with the family, make sure they're good, and then maybe we'll come back to, unless the Masters finishes. I don't know how far McElroy is in on hole 18. We got to get the kids to bed here soon, for sure. That one's fouled back by Langoliers. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Really, obviously you don't want to give up a ton of runs or anything here. Here's the pitch. Langoliers lines it to right. Nice catch made by Soto. I'm going to tell you, of all the negative things that I heard about Soto's defense, he's made a lot of nice plays so far out in right field. So there's one. So there's one out here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Max Kranick is pitching. Miguel Andujar. Or Andujar. Andujar. So I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't yet hit that like and that subscribe button, please do so. We're on our way to 200 subscribers, 22 away. Andujar fouls this one back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The more likes and subscribes and shares and comments and all those things, the more we can do this sooner. Yeah, Kodai Senga, absolutely. We're going to preemptively, because there's only one reliever, so there's only one person who can get our rock-solid reliever performance of the day. This is my pet rock that I made back in like kindergarten or something. That's going to go to Max Kranick. Don't mess with me now, Kranick, because don't spoil this. But he's pitched well. But yeah, Kodai Senga, beautiful outing today. 7 innings, shutout ball. The Senga. And I mean, the thing was, there were even times that he didn't look as sharp. Sometimes his ghost fork wasn't as good. Or is it? Sorry. Kranick is in now, and Minter was in before. All right. Well, who do we want to give it to? Do we have to wait and see? For some reason in my head, I was thinking, yeah, I know Minter was in. You talking about the one where he lost the ball in the sun? Andujar hits it out to left field. Nemo is under it. That's 2. I don't know. You guys choose. Who do you want rock solid relief performance? You want it to go to Minter or to Kranick? I don't think one's better than the other. Yeah. So Kranick. I mean, so far it's looking to finish. Either way, it's a toss-up. You can't really go wrong with either one, as long as Kranick finishes this off here, at least. Fingers crossed. It's Kranick unless he blows it. How about that? Woo! You just got Jacob Wilson to fall down. He was swinging for like a 8-run homer there. Braves lost. Phillies lost. Yankees lost. Doesn't get much better than that. All you need is a Dodgers loss to complete the sweep of 4. Rory McIlroy is trying to win the Masters. He's up by 1 stroke, but now it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jacob Wilson here. Mets get this win. They win another series. Then they continue on the road trip, but they go closer to home, but it's going to be colder because they're going to go to Minnesota. Great ballpark. Target Field is a great ballpark. I've been there many times. Is 1 ball and 2 strikes, so that's going to near us to the end of everything. Yeah, that was a crazy play. It was what the bottom of the lineup needed. By the way, not Torrens. Torrens had a great game, regardless of that 9th inning, but struck him out. Yeah, Max Kranick, you definitely get the rock solid relief performance. So that's the Mets' third shutout of the season. Beautiful pitching performance by Kodai Senga. Great job across the board today. Mets are the only team in baseball that do not have a two-game losing streak. Every other team's lost at least 2 games in a row this season. Congrats to Mark Vientos and Brett Beatty, both having clutch key hits to take that pressure off. So I know you don't all love them and stuff like that, but I'm always cheering for my Mets players. I can disagree with things, but I'm going to root for you. You're in the jersey. There that is officially 8-0 is the final score. Mets win. I appreciate each and every one of you. I just want to see if I can find can I find a can I watch this live without plugging in anything? I just want to see if I can find. All right, I'm gonna flip over to the Masters here. Just really quick. I'll try to give you an update as soon as we know. So I know not all of you care about golf, so that's 100%. I can't share that anymore because we're streaming that now. So I can't share that. But for those of you that care, if you don't care about golf, it's perfectly fine to go. But the Masters is definitely one of the biggest golf sporting events. I'm not sure. This is DeChambeau's putt for birdie on the 18th. Oh, John missed it. He's going to finish in 5th place. He started out the day right up there with McIlroy. If he had hit that, he would have moved up to 4th place, tied with Scotty Scheffler. And then we're going to have to see, because I don't know exactly where McIlroy is at. McIlroy needs par to win. So no, I did not. And I'm looking them up right now, Redman. So sorry to hear that. Condolences to the family of Tommy Helms. All right. DeChambeau does sink that putt. It was not the round he wanted today. He had the lead at one point today too. But so yeah, I can screen share that really quick because I don't know much about him. But here's Tommy Helms, just for those of you that are interested about who Redman was talking about. Passed away today. He's a 14-year Major League Baseball career from 64 to 77. Reds, Astros, Pirates, Red Sox. National League Rookie of the Year, 2 Gold Gloves at second base, twice an All-Star. Also a Reds manager in the 80s. Wow. And McIlroy misses the par putt. And now he has to go to a playoff, guys. No way. He missed like a 4-foot putt. It's not live anymore. I think I can replay it. I'm gonna replay. I think I can replay this here. McIlroy missed the par putt to win the Masters. Now he's to go to a playoff. Oh my goodness. Check this out. Hopefully it'll not be too choppy for you.
All of those moments lead to this.
This was McIlroy for par to win the Masters. And he absolutely does. Oh. That's so heartbreaking. Now he's got to regroup. Okay, we're not going to stay on for the end of the Masters now. I thought it was going to end there because I've got other things that I need to do. He does make the bogey putt, but I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's go Mets, baby. Thank you. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll be live for sure on Tuesday next. So have a good afternoon, everybody. Let's go Mets, baby.